For most people, the idea of driving in Los Angeles brings to mind images of Carmageddon and being trapped in traffic on the 405 freeway. While that may be the case on some freeways, there are a number of beautiful winding mountain roads that run through the mountain ranges that run across and through the city of Los Angeles. One such road is Mulholland Highway, a beloved scenic byway which runs across the top of the Santa Monica Mountains from Calabasas in the east to the Pacific Coast Highway and the ocean in the west. Mulholland Drive, which runs along the mountains from Hollywood in the east through Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley, ends not far from the 405 freeway. A dirt road between Mulholland Drive separates this section of the road from Mulholland Highway, which begins further west in Calabasas. Mulholland Highway begins its 20-mile stretch in Calabasas and zigzags along the mountain spine all the way to the Pacific Ocean. A large portion of the drive is through the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreational Area, a unique parkland that includes 500 miles of trails, beaches, and campgrounds. Constructed in the 1930s, Mulholland Highway is named after the legendary civil engineer William Mulholland. It was built as the highway to take Angelenos from the city to the sea. The highway is very popular with bikers, cyclists, and car drivers. The twisting, turning canyon roads of Mulholland is a challenge and fun to drive by motorcycle or sports car. Today, this stretch of legendary highway is the playground for the rich, famous, and car and motorcycle enthusiasts. James Dean was said to have driven his racing Porsche on Mulholland before he entered professional car races to test out his car. Back then, Mulholland was sometimes called Mulholland International Raceway, as the stories from the 1970s of guys bringing full-blown race cars, not street legal cars, and racing up and down Mulholland to earn some extra cash. The first stop off Mulholland Highway is the King Gillette Ranch near Malibu Creek Park. Once the estate of King Gillette, the inventor of the disposable razor blade. In the 1930s to the 1950s, the ranch was owned by movie director Clarence Brown, where he played host to many movie stars. Today, the estate is open to the public. This 588-acre ranch is now the Santa Monica Mountains Recreational Area Visitor Center, located in a beautiful and historic Spanish colonial revival-style stables, mansions, and buildings that were built on the ranch in 1928. Here, you can pick up information about the recreational area and the recreational and camping and mountain trails available to visitors. Not far from the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreation Visitor Center is Paramount Ranch, long used to shoot movies and television westerns since the 1920s. It is now open to visitors to stroll along what remains of the standing town facade. Renowned for its once picturesque old western town sets, it has served as a backdrop for countless iconic movie and TV shows. The church was originally built for the HBO series Westworld. Most of the western sets were destroyed by fire, with the church and railway station the only two remaining buildings. Now, being rebuilt with a new visitor center, it's slated to reopen in 2025. Continuing along Mulholland Highway, the roadway passes Malibu Lake, a private lake lined with a number of multi-million-dollar estates. The lake is known for its celebrity residents and famous neighbors, and was long used as a movie location during the golden age of Hollywood. The original Frankenstein movie was shot here, along with dozens of other productions since the silent era. The Cornell Wine Company is a wine bar and store located in the local community of Cornell off Mulholland Highway. You might think you are in an Old West movie set with the ramshackle look of the buildings. A unique location featuring some interesting buildings, amazing art, and wine. Just next door is the Old Palace Restaurant, serving humanity, history, and good meals for visitors and locals alike. Just up the road is the world-famous biker hangout, The Rock Store. The legend of the rock store began when actor Steve McQueen began hanging out at the store during rides along Mulholland Highway. Soon, through word of mouth, the legend began and bikers began hanging out at the rock store just like the king of cool himself. The rock store is a rustic mountain roadhouse. Originally, the building was a stagecoach stop. Bikers, beer, and the occasional star sightings. It's a place where bikers come together and talk about what they love most, motorcycles. If the biker breakfast doesn't rev up your engine, try the burgers or the homemade chili. Rich Savko and his family has kept the business going for more than 50 years, building a business and a community. Just up the road from the rock store is a 2.4-mile stretch of Mulholland named for its resemblance of a coiled snake. Winding through the Santa Monica Mountains, roughly between Canyon Road and Sierra Creek Road, its curves and hairpin turns are a favorite of motorcyclists and street racers. There are a number of trailheads along Mulholland Highway, including the famous 67-mile Backbone Trail for hiking, mountain biking, and horseback riding. This lush landscape features miles of hiking trails through sycamore woodlands, across chaparral-covered slopes, streams, and volcanic rock gorges, with sweeping views of the beaches of Malibu and the Channel Islands. The end of Mulholland Highway drops down to the beach and the Pacific Coast Highway. Here is where you will find Neptune's Net. For more than 65 years, Neptune's Net has been a hangout for tourists, locals, celebrities, beachgoers, and motorcyclists. You can enjoy a beer and fresh fish with a beautiful view of the Pacific Ocean. Featured in movies such as Point Break, The Fast and the Furious, and Iron Man 3, this historic and famous location has been providing good times since 1956. Living in a huge metropolis like Los Angeles, it's amazing to have wonderful places so close to get away for an afternoon. Mulholland Highway is a scenic roadway beloved by the local community and visitors alike. The highway has all the elements of a great road trip. So load everyone up in the car and head out for a beautiful day in the California sunshine and a wonderful day trip on Mulholland Highway.